What's going on? Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Double dipping on Monday, July 28th. I appreciate you guys being here. If you caught my morning show, thank you for watching. Welcome to the evening show. I'm going to take your calls tonight. You want to call in, something's on your mind about fall camp. Starts on Wednesday. Let me know. We can discuss it. But I wanted to lead off with Tank Jones and let everybody get checked in. I saw he was down at Mobile Media Day, and AL.com had an interview with him. And, man, you look, it kind of feels like, you know, people trying to rush the young man, which I definitely don't want to happen. I don't know that for sure, but, man, like, let the kid breathe, right? Like, this guy has, you know, one of the biggest decisions that he's going to make in high school. It's just like, when is it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's just like, man, I can't imagine like the type of pressure it must be for somebody like that. Now, today in the interview, he said that he's going to make a decision this week, next week. But I think we just, you know, respect his time and let him, you know, talk to his family and make the best decision that is best for him. I just, you know, I can only imagine, you know, or think about the stress that this dude is under. Now, he's going to be taken care of, whether he chooses Bama, Oregon, or A&M. I haven't read or seen anything out there, you know, that's really been concrete with any particular team. The only thing that I've seen has kind of been more positive Alabama, but I haven't seen one of the big dogs from one of like the major industries announce, you know, or put in a forecast for him, right? I don't think he's been like predicted to go anywhere. This is going to be one hell of a recruiting battle, I'm sure, for a very, very talented individual. So, man, I pray that things go well for him down the stretch, because for Alabama fans' sake, it would be icing on an already like loaded cake. Quality player on the defensive side, 5-star in-state guy. This is the first guy that Coach Kalen DeBoer met with in the class of 2026, if I'm not mistaken. So we don't have a firm date yet. I think the date is, you know, this week or next week. But it sounded like he wants to get the decision done before he starts playing high school football so he could just focus on his season, right? That kind of seems like it's like. That seems like that's the direction that we're going. Let me ask you inside the comment box, who's the biggest challenger to Alabama for Tank Jones? Is it Oregon? Is it A&M? I've asked this frequently, but I guess we need to ask it again. Daniel says it's between Alabama and Oregon. Okay. And I think it might be Oregon too. I don't know, man. I mean, you think about what Texas A&M could offer, right? So anyways, I guess we'll have to see. Thanks for joining us tonight on our evening show. I do this periodically, usually more during the season. I mean, I'm like, you know, we're getting closer to the season. What else was I going to be doing? So I'm going to take some calls. You'll see the call line number pop on the screen, and we'll take some calls, and, you know, we can discuss whatever it is, be your show. Josh Johnson, what's up, man? Let me give some shout-outs real quick to the evening crew. Steve Taylor, good to see you, man. Daniel Adams, always rocking with us, of course. 3 nights, what's up, man? Case up in the house. Beth James, good to see you. We also have Josh Johnson checking in. Javon, what's up, dog? We got Bruce Watson. We got Roll Tide Prods up in here. We got Southern Red. We got Love Bama. We got Frank the Tank. You guys know what Frank the Tank is from? Jay Lee, what's up, man? Barry, good to see you. Yeah, nice little crew in for the evening night. This is a nightcap. It's a nightcap kicking it with Kyle, right? So the goal in our evening show, banner on the screen, super chat goal, 10 super chats. All right, let's hit it. And I'll take your calls. So earlier today, I have a couple edits that I needed to go over real quick, and I can pull up the graphics at any point in time. But if you missed it, you know, we went over position by position during our morning show. Tomorrow we'll do the defense, but I had to fix a couple different things. So I threw 2 incompletions on my graphics this morning, so I had to come back and fix that, right? So we had to have Danny Lewis. We missed him earlier. That was an incompletion by me. So that's your tight end. You know, I added Danny Lewis, and I had to kind of shrink down the field, but damn, we have a lot of tight ends, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 10. I always do that when it's like Notorious B.I.G. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we got 7 tight ends, man. That's wild. Dan Caraway with the base hit. We got a runner on first. Can someone advance him to second base? Who's gonna? Dan's like Ichiro. By the way, Ichiro now in the Hall of Fame. What took him so long? By the way, Frank, what's up, man? You listen to me at the gym? Yeah. Do your thing, dog. Get that workout in. 7 tight ends, man. 2, 4. Yes, that seems like a lot of tight ends to me. I don't know. And then I had another incompletion on, not on that. That was if you watched last night, that was a game to watch. We beat Georgia in overtime. It's worth the watch, honestly. Go back and find when I streamed last night against Georgia in the SEC title game. It was crazy. Jarvis, what was I down? 21-6? Don't call it a comeback, but it was a comeback. I also had to edit Cam Dewberry. I had a misspelling in there. So I threw 2 incompletions on my morning show. I had to come back and get it right. But we're good. We're good to go. And I feel good about this team for various reasons. I explained my optimism for the offense. Here's the call-in line, number 205-850-1994. You want to call in. You could talk to me about, it's your show, really, when you guys call in. You guys want to talk about, Jimmy 2 times? Hey, and Dan Caraway has been advanced. He's on second by Javon. Thanks, dog. Let's get this to pause right here. Call line is 205-850-1994. Coming up next, I think I got 813. I think 813 is up in Tampa. Hey, what's going on? You're on live with Kyle Henderson. Is this Case?
Yes, it is.
Case,
Kyle,
man.
you're getting it back.
Man, I'm getting it back. We're trying to get to mid-season form here. You know, we're still a little bit out, but pretty soon I'll be knowing those area codes like Ludacris. Maybe not as like that, but I'll get them down, man. Anyways, welcome to the show, Case. I appreciate you being here, man. What's up, dude? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm getting hyped up. You know, I'm going to be at that FSU game, so I'm getting excited. We're getting closer and closer.
I can only imagine how hot that game's going to be. Are you taking, proper equipment? Do you have, are you doing the bucket hat? Are you doing, the complete nose with, sunscreen, like you're climbing a mountain? I'm sure you have some sort of strategy to survive this 2:30 kickoff in Tallahassee, right?
There's a couple. It's just you got to be built different. When you live in Florida long enough, you get used to the heat. But you do have to strategize a little bit.
Man.
You gotta limit the alcohol intake because that will dehydrate you.
Yeah.
Drink plenty of water. You gotta have one of those little neck fans. You know, the things that cool you off a little bit. Now here's the thing about Florida in mid-August is it's one of two things, if not both. It's either going to be pouring rain, or it's going to be 1,000,000 degrees, or it's both. So, you know, I think the last time they were in Florida, they played USF at Raymond James Stadium, and it poured rain.
I know. I was at that game. That was a miserable game. That was that clip of Coach Saban walking back to the locker room. That was Coach Saban's last season. And he looked like he'd been coaching for 7,000 years, not 700, 7,000. And it was crazy. That game, it rained. And then when you're in Florida, the worst thing that could happen, or in Alabama, is for it to rain and then the sun to come out. And when that happens, you know, God bless you all, because that humidity will just burn you up from the inside, man. So as we kind of turn to, fall camp, I guess, fall in July, we went over the offense today. Anything kind of standing out, Case, that's on your mind? I mean, I'm probably the quarterbacks, but what else are you thinking about when you look kind of from the offensive perspective going into fall camp, or any questions that are on your mind?
I think you hit it on the nose when we were talking about it this morning, and it's, Ty could be electric. He could be everything we want. I mean, or vice versa, it could be Austin, it could be Keelan, it could be the 6'8", tight end quarterback. It could be any of those guys that could be great. But the problem is the offensive line. And a lot of people are going in with really high expectations with our offensive line. But, I mean, they said the same thing last year. They said that we were going to have the best offensive line in the nation. And, I mean, at times it felt like we did. And at times it felt like we had a terrible offensive line. I mean, we remember when, Formby and Vandermark had to come in. And I think it was Tyler Booker had to switch sides. And it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And so regardless of who the quarterback is and how good the quarterback is, and this revolves around throwing and running. If your offensive line if they can't hit the gap right, if they can't get on the block, then they're gonna, we'll fall short there. I understand where you're coming from too. You touched on it this morning about how many yards Jam would probably have at the end of the year, and you were saying probably in the 700 or 800s. I feel like we're probably going to have 1,000-yard rusher, and I feel like it's leaning towards Jam, just because, and we all know, regardless how you feel about Milroe, I love him. I'm cheering for him with the Seahawks, but having Milroe be the main rusher by like triple the amount of carries and quadruple the amount of yards, all it did was limit our carries. And the thing that was driving me crazy, and you talked about it too, was we weren't feeding the hot hand. It was like as soon as Jam would get started, we would put Justice in, or Justice would get started, and we put Jam. We would just switch it up so much.
Yeah.
And I think because we're going to have Grubb, we're going to get back to running it a little bit better. And like I said, as long as that offensive line is going to look good, I really think that's the most overlooked thing. I think people, because everyone wants to talk about the quarterback. Everybody wants to talk about the wide receivers. But I really think this is going to be a breakout year for Jam Miller. I think this is his year to set him up in the draft room for the NFL. I think this is going to be his year.
Yeah, love it, man. Well, good call as usual, Case. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
One last thing, real quick, because we're talking about fall camp, and I think this is a good point. And I think it was Daniel in the chat was talking about it before the show started. I'd like to see the little snippets we get from fall camp. I'd like to see whatever pictures or videos we can get, or maybe interviews. See who's made the biggest developments physically. We've seen the charts about who's put on the most weight. I want to see what everyone's looking like as far as health-wise. I'm curious to see what everyone's how they're developing physically into the athletes they need to be, whether it's an offensive lineman, whether it's a running back, or someone like Keelan who's kind of bulking up, kind of coming to a standout guy. Well, I'm sure he's going to be the QB of the future. But that's where I'll leave it, Kyle. I hope you have a great night and a good stream. And everybody needs to tune into those NCAA streams because they're missing gold content.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that entertaining, man. But yeah, tune in because it's pure entertainment. So jump on. I appreciate it, Case.
Yeah, take care, brother. Roll Tide.
All right, man. See you inside the comment box. Case out of Tampa, really good. He's been a follower, for a long time. We got a 601 coming up and then a 334. I'll put your city. So tell me, I always ask you, this is how it works. You never called in. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with? Where are you calling in from? Rep your city. And then get a couple questions in. We'll have some dialogue and know that somebody probably behind you up inside the box. So, we'll move on. I'll move on, respectfully. But I love Tampa. I always like looking at these graphics. I always put the city on. We always get to see that elephant, which makes me think of Big Al. And then Tampa, man. I need to get down to Tampa. All right, 601, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Anderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
How's it going, Kyle? Cisco.
Javon, what's up, dog? Is this you?
Yeah, it's me.
Where do I put it? Am I putting Pensacola?
Yeah, I'm actually at home. Yeah, so actually, I moved to Houston. So
I know, but do you want me to put H Town?
Pensacola.
You want to put H Town or Pensacola? It's your show, dog.
Yeah, it's more
So
pretty.
you cool with Pensacola? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go.
All right. What's up, Javon? Come with it, dude.
Something I heard a lot of people talking about is how even the players talk about how hard the workout was
Mm.
over this whole summer, the summer workout, and I'm kind of happy about that because you remember back when Nick Saban was practicing, the NFL Alabama player even said that Nick Saban practices are harder than the NFL practices. So that made me think. Like, I'm glad that the workouts are getting harder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they got a plan together. I'm liking the mentality of the team, especially how they answer all the questions at the SEC media days. I'm liking the mentality behind it. As far as I want to see the running backs. I'm very big on running backs. During the season, I agree with the guy before me. I feel like I don't think we have a 1,000-yard running back.
Mm.
Like I don't know how Grub is, but like as far as switching the running backs out or when they get high or not. But I do agree with you. I think Jam will have at least 700. And what was it? As far as the third running back, third or fourth.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Hill, like he's from my hometown, Reading, Mississippi. So I think he's gonna be that bowling ball like towards the goal line to get in, get a touchdown. I think he could be utilized a lot there. What do you think about that?
I love Daniel. I love Daniel Hill. The running back room, I think, outside of Jam is a little bit unproven. We got a little bit of chance to see Richard Young. By the way, Pensacola looks really nice. I need to get man. I love Pensacola.
Definitely.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Does. I used to work on the beach. I used to work on the beach.
Yeah.
I used to you see the sunsets and everything.
Hell yeah, man. This looks nice. The Blue Angels too. Yeah, the Blue Angels.
Yes.
But yeah, I look, the running back room outside of Jam is a little bit unproven. I mean, we saw a little bit of Richard Young, and I've been very high on Richard Young for a long time now. And Daniel Hill, that's like, how are you going to utilize a 244-pound running back? What are you going to do with like Draylon Washington, right? He didn't come over here to ride the pine. He's like 5'9", 220 or something like that. Yeah, Jam Miller on RollTide.com is 221 pounds. So,
dang,
man,
I didn't realize he was that big. I seen his pictures.
I just updated, and I just saw that this morning. I know sometimes those rosters are a little bit finicky, but, I mean, 221 pounds, I mean, geez. Raise your hand inside the comment box if you think you could tackle Jam Miller. Nobody better say yes.
I wouldn't even try.
So, yeah, I think Daniel Hill, excited to see him get opportunities if this is the year. A lot of storylines. Really, too, you got A.K. Deere, too, who's a young guy in the room, and Kevin Riley. Those are some younger guys, who might get opportunities, but if they don't, it's okay. Like, they're in development. So, like the running back room, like the overall depth, it's a gauntlet of the season. Like, right now, I'm playing this video game. Man, to win the championship, you got to play almost 17 games. It's an NFL season, and these are not NFL players, right? Like, they will be NFL players, but they're not. So, like, can you imagine the wear and tear on your team for 17 games? You're going to have to really have quality depth within the one and the two, man. Like, that's just it. Anything else you got on your mind, bro, before I go to my next caller?
Yeah, I just got one question, one statement. My question is, I know you heard you say you was 91 in the season. Who did you lose to?
Oh, I lost to Georgia. That's what made that game so crazy last night, is I lost to Georgia in the beginning of the season 10-7. So I led 7-0, and then they tied at 7-7, and they came back, kicked the field goal. In the fourth quarter, with no time left, I missed the field goal. So I kind of thought that game might go that similar way when I played in the SEC title game. It didn't. Gunnar Stockton came out and just ran. He literally torched me. I couldn't stop him until the second half. I made some adjustments, but he put up like 475 yards. Ty Simpson threw for like 515. It was crazy. It was like you know what it was like? It was like Rocky V when Rocky fought Tommy Morrison. And remember they fought it in the parking lot. And yeah. Remember, because Tommy Morrison, what did he tell Rocky? He was like, "Yo," he's like, "Where do you want to do this?" And Rocky's like, "Well, my ring's right here, like outside." And they went outside and just figured it out. So, threw a touchdown, threw a 2-point conversion to Hollywood to win the game. But all right, man, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support as always, dog. And I'll catch up with you next time.
I have a good day. Have a good night, Cat. Roll Tide.
Yeah, roll Tide to you, man. All right, 334 and 256 are up next. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Call line 205-850-1994. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me tonight, Monday night call-in session, nightcap, Monday, July 28th at 7:21 Central Time. We went from Tampa to Pensacola. It looks like we're going to 334. I think we're coming back to the great state of Alabama. Let's see. Hey, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
James, I'm from Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. That's why you see the 334, but I am in Atlanta, Joe.
Ooh, I love Atlanta, but do you want me to put Montgomery for the area code, or do you want me to put Montgomery?
Yeah, put Montgomery on
right?
there.
Let's look at let's see what happens when we put Montgomery on the map. All right, so we got James calling from. He lives in Atlanta, but he's calling from originally Montgomery. So, James, welcome on into the show, man. I appreciate you being here. Take it away.
Yes. My biggest concern about Alabama, the question that I have going into the fall camp, is the kicking game, punter and field goal. I don't hear many people talking about that. And I don't know who returning, if any of them returning, or if they got experience, how well they can kick, and all those things. Because the kicking game is very important, and we may have a close game or two. And so you talking about kicking a field goal and all of that. So we don't want to have a K Foster here.
Yeah. You know what?
So what?
James, welcome to the show. First of all, I got Montgomery on here. I have to ask before, because I'm sure we have people watching from Montgomery. I know it. Is there anybody that has been, and maybe you've been there, James, you ever been to, what's that place where you can get the hot dogs right by the Capitol? Is it Chris's? It's like right there, like right by the Capitol building. Like, see, even on this, if we pause that last photo, it's on the right, and they make like hot dogs. It's been there for like forever. Someone help me out inside the comment box. It's in Montgomery. It's on the right. You can get like these world famous like hot dogs. So I don't know.
Chris's hot dogs.
Yeah, what is it called?
Chris's hot dogs.
That's what I thought it was called. Yeah, Chris's.
Yes.
Right? Man, I went to Chris's hot dogs. So let me tell you a story real quick. Sometimes I like to go off. Man, I went to Chris.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you there? I'm not at Chris's right now. I'm at my house. Just kidding. But the Chris's hot dogs was good, man. Like, I liked it. It was old school hot dog style. Getting to your question, though, I think you bring up something that is very important. The special teams, right? Because nobody talks about it. You talk about the quarterback, you talk about the running back, you talk about the wide receivers, the defense, whatever. But the special teams, if we don't have an elite special teams, we're not winning a national championship, plain and simple. You lose your kicker, you lose your punter, you lose your long snapper. That is all worrisome going into a year like this where you're right, you are going to have tough games. You play on very difficult road games at Georgia. Florida State will be a tough road game, right? South Carolina, Auburn on the back end of the season. Who knows what Missouri will do? And I think that when you have a kicker that is inexperienced, they're going to be put in tough situations. The punter is going to be, same thing with the kicker. So I think Connor Talty comes in. And then for punter, I don't know if it'll be Alex Oshbroff. Blake Dowd, I think, is the long snapper, if I'm not mistaken. Or Cam Bird. I have to figure out who the long snapper is. Who is it, fam? But I don't know. That's a big question mark. I'm not worried about kick returners or punt returners. I think they have a lot of elite weapons. But, I'm used to covering Will Reichert and most recently Graham Nicholson. I got here when they had Andy Papanastis and Adam Griffin. And those were rough times. So if the kicking game isn't elite, I don't know how far this team can go. But really good question. What else you got, James?
Also, my next question is, I think we got enough across the board for an offensive line, a good offensive line, but then depth is my biggest question about that. Because one of the things you talking about long season, you talking about right now. They talk, your season is long. Plus, you got the SEC championship, and if you get in the playoff, you're gonna play 2-3 games into that. That's a long season.
Yeah.
For offensive linemen and things like that. You got if you get an injury or two.
Yep.
How well would that offensive line be? Will we be in trouble from that? And it's really the same thing about defense line. I kind of concerned about depth even on the defense line. And we got guys, good going across the front, but if we have an injury or two, what happened?
That's a really good question. I think I have it on the board. I thought I had it on the board. I have to find the graphic, but I have a graphic that illustrates kind of the two deep, and I don't know what the two deep looks like. I couldn't tell you right now who's behind Wilcom Formby. I think we'll be able to tell you maybe on Wednesday or Thursday once they have, an initial practice. But I think that these guys right here, I have Caden Proctor, Cam Dewberry, Parker Brailsford, Jaden Roberts, Wilcom Formby. I think that's a fine offensive line. Behind them, I have no idea. Maybe Olas Allen, maybe Michael Carroll, maybe Jackson Lloyd, maybe, Casey Poe, a lot of unproven guys. So, and this is facts. This might make you mad, but this is facts. Elijah Pritchett last year started over Wilcom Formby. Elijah Pritchett transferred. Wilcom Formby. If Elijah Pritchett was still here, would he be the starter? I mean, because last year his Pro Football Focus grade was like 56 or whatever. So we have to see a lot of improvement from Wilcom Formby. But you're right. A 17-game season, things are going to happen. This is football. So hopefully that second tier can step up when they're called on. Usually that's kind of the case when you play at a school like Alabama. But I don't know. We're not going far if you don't have an elite special teams or if you don't have a strong two deep with the offensive line. But I got to move to my next caller, James. Thanks for calling in, brother. I appreciate the call from Atlanta, man. Take it easy.
Thank you. All right.
Good call. That's good. Special teams and the two deep, right, with the offensive line. All right, 256. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
From Huntsville.
Speak up one more time. You kind of cut out when you introed yourself.
My bad. Roll Tide Prods from Huntsville.
All right, Roll Tide Prods from Huntsville. All right, Roll Tide Prods has called in a bunch of times. He has good stuff. We love Huntsville. Come with him, man. Thanks for calling in, bro. I put Huntsville on the screen right now. Go ahead.
Got a good question. Do you know if Jalen Mbakwe is going to be playing both ways?
I don't. I don't think that Jalen Mbakwe will play both ways. I think that what will happen with Jalen Mbakwe is Jalen Mbakwe will play a heavy dose of special teams. And I think you'll see him, sparingly at wide receiver when there are opportunities for him to get on the field. But I think Jalen Mbakwe is such a talent that he's just going to have to stay patient and kind of ride where he's at on the depth chart. Because right now, he's, on the lower end of the depth chart with the wide receivers. And that's okay, right? But he can't switch to play the secondary because I think he'd be kind of lower on that side as well. But if there's a two-way player, Jalen Mbakwe is probably that guy. So I don't think it's a bad question. I just think that he's probably more focused on that offensive side. But who knows, man? I mean, this is Coach Kalen DeBoer's program, and things change during fall camp based on players' skill sets. So, where is Jalen Mbakwe? Right now he's at the bottom. But, man, what a tremendous athlete that he is. I don't know. What do you think, Roll Tide Pros? Do you think that we might see him cross-training and playing two ways, or do you think he'll just be a wide receiver?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's the reason he transferred or was going to transfer is because he wanted to be the next, like, Travis Hunter, I guess.
I kind of got that too.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'll play like he definitely. I mean, it's hard to live up to Travis Hunter, but I don't know if he'll play like as many reps as Travis Hunter did. But I can see him getting a few reps like on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the only way that Alabama would probably allow this is important what I'm about to say. In kind of in a day where name, image, and likeness is so prevalent, and you got to keep players' kind of values and their names up at the top. One way to make Jalen Mbakwe's name on national headlines is this right here. This is how to get, because no one's going to be talking about Jalen Mbakwe unless they do this. And they're brilliant. I guarantee you they're going to be like, you know what? To make Jalen Mbakwe, to make his stock go even higher and to put him on the front page of ESPN, let's play him on both sides of the ball. Because I guarantee you, if they did that on Wednesday, that would be the headline of ESPN. I know ESPN revolves around Alabama football. Same thing with On3 and everyone else. It would be Jalen Mbakwe is playing both ways for Tide. And it would be, people would go crazy. Even if he just went out there for a couple reps. So, and that would elevate his stock. So people would he'd get bigger NIL opportunities. But anyways, what else you got besides Jalen Mbakwe, Roll Tide Prods?
Oh, I was just going to say the special teams call was a really good call. That was a really good point he made.
I agree, man. I mean, look, that
I feel like – go ahead.
No, you go ahead, bro. You were on it.
I was just going to say, like, I feel like a 9-2 season at Auburn with 3 seconds left and a 35-yard field goal with the playoffs on the line, like, that just scares me.
I agree, and I'm living the season. I'm playing the season as you've been watching. I mean, look, I went on the road, and kicking those field goals is difficult when you're playing wherever. And that's, special teams is going to always play a role, pivotal role. I mean, it's 3 parts of the game, right? Offense, defense, special teams. And if that is an elite area, we're in trouble, man. But good call as always. I love the call about Jalen Mbakwe. I'm interested in that as well. Got my wheels turning, man. But thanks for the support on the show, man, and keep calling in.
I see you. Roll Tide.
All right, Roll Tide to you, bro. All right, 737, you're up next. Hey, what's up, man? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Mike in Austin.
Mike, what's up? I appreciate you calling in, man. We have gone to the Lone Star State. Welcome in, Mike from Austin, man. Come with him, man. Good to talk to you.
Well, living out here in Texas, man, Texas has pretty much already crowned themselves national champions of the world. They pretty much already gave Arch Manning the Heisman Trophy. But I got news for Texas. They're the ones got to deal with all the rat poison, unlike us. We don't have to deal with rat poison no more because people on the national stage are just kind of hating on us. But I tell you, but they're just kind of kicking us while we down, Kyle. But I seen a CBS article on CBS Sports that said that Alabama has more blue chip players than any other team in the college football, and tied with Ohio State having more 4- and 5-star rosters on the team, players on the roster. This is going to be a completely different team than what we had last year. The reason why this year we're going to have some team identity, and then having Ryan Grubb back is going to make all the difference in the world. So I think we need to take it one game at a time, like we know. Just start with Florida State, almost a must-win game, one game at a time. But I think the future is bright in Tuscaloosa, and hopefully we make the playoffs.
Yeah, I was so blown away with the Arch Manning deal at SEC Media Days. Like, I'm not the type of person to get really starstruck. I've never really been like that. I don't know why. It's just like I see people as people. But, man, they have already kind of crowned him like the guy. And I think you're right about Texas. They do have a lot of pressure. They look, like, they have the money. They have the status. They have the coach. They have the quarterback. They have everything. That's pressure for these guys. And plus, the best thing that has happened to Texas within the last, 7 years is beating Alabama football. That was like the best thing that they've had, but they don't have any real hardware to showcase. So I don't know. I mean, can you imagine if Texas is able to win a championship? Oh my goodness. We'll never hear the end of it. But that's pressure. But you're right. Alabama does have kind of that reverse rat poison, and it's, on their side. So we'll see how that goes. I think Texas is, capable. I think they got the coach, but I guess we'll have to see. Anything else, Mike, that you got for us?
Well, not really. I mean, Arch Manning's already crowned quarterback of the world. He's already an all-champion, an all-conference quarterback, and he hasn't done nothing.
That's crazy.
Not the new Oklahoma quarterback that went for 4,000 yards last year.
Yep.
He didn't get all-conference. Not Lagway, who ended up being – I guarantee if Lagway's last name was Manning, he'd be all-conference too. But I just hope and pray that Texas has an underachieving season living out here, because I see why people horns down, man. These Texas fans, they're the most entitled fan base there is, and they ain't did nothing but win the Big 12 once in the past 20 years.
That's
Looked up to Baylor for 10 years. But, Kyle, I'll let you go, brother, man. Good luck, Tide. Good luck to the Tide. Bama Nation, stay strong. The future is bright, but it's going to be a good year. You take care, brother.
All right. Mike, you're going to call back, right?
Heck yeah, dude.
All right,
Heck
cool.
Yeah,
that sounded like
man. I'm
all right,
call
yeah,
back
yeah.
all the time in the world, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that sounded like he was like dipping out for the year. You know, Mike, you got to call back like weekly. You know, he's like, you know, and look, when I call you, like look, I like to joke around, so I might, you know, ask, you know, some back and forth, because I just think life is funny. So like, you know, when I was on with James, he asked me if I was there, and I said, am I at Chris's Hot Dogs? I don't know if anybody got that, but that was like a joke. All right, looks like we got Chris from New Jersey. Chris, what's up, man? Are you there?
Kyle, happy almost season, baby. Happy almost season. How you doing?
Good. So last time we put Montclair, that's where you're at, Montclair, New Jersey. Is there another?
New Jersey,
yeah. Is there another place in New Jersey that we could showcase, or do you want to put Montclair back on the big board?
Geez, the closest place to me would be Newark. I think you should leave it Montclair.
Whoa, I don't even want to type Newark.
I was born in Newark.
I don't know if I want to type Newark Kyle, in Google.
I want to just say, so good to hear Mike's voice. What's he in, like his reception was really good. What's he in, like a halfway house?
Yeah. He's
like, where they got him in one of those things where he has to go make radios during the day, and then he has to go sleep in the halfway house.
Yeah, you check in with your parole officer. Remember, we've seen this before. Remember, anybody seen?
Yeah.
All right, so trivia. You guys seen The Fugitive? This one's too easy. This is like level 1 trivia. Who is the actor in The Fugitive? Who is the main actor in The Fugitive? Too easy.
Han Solo. What's his face?
Come on, you should be able to get this from the jump.
What's his name?
Come on.
Harrison Ford.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna kick you off the show if you couldn't get that one right. All right,
I got Han Solo at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's Newark. All right, Newark's not so bad.
Yeah, I'm going to get flagged by the FCC for having Newark featured. All right, Chris, what's up, man? So what are you thinking as we go into fall camp?
All right. So I don't want to go to negative town. I'm so pumped. But I got to tell you, Kyle, I'm just gonna say this straight out. That guy, every time you put Formby's picture up, I start getting beads of sweat on my forehead. I'm nervous. I mean, am I nervous about Ty Simpson? I'm not. I was a 7.5 this morning, by the way, for how I feel about the quarterback. But Wilcom Formby, that guy, I'm nervous, man. I mean, is this guy going to play well and pass protect? And I mean, how did he go from last year to, which was not that long ago, to the season starts 2 days from now? So all right. So and listen, Kyle, I think this is important I'm going to speak for all the undefeated now. So you already have a beard and a mustache, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you get like some kind of disguise and sneak into practice for us, man?
Yeah.
You get some glasses, some kind of really big hat, and you can get in there and then tell us what's going on in there.
Yeah, if I did that, then I would be Harrison Ford. I'd be the fugitive. You trying to make me out to be? Yeah, I'd be the fugitive, and I'd have to jump. Remember when he jumps off that huge?
Kyle? Is that Kyle in that OJ?
Yeah, is that Kyle up on the field goal post? And I'd have to jump into I'd have to jump into the training pool.
It was just an idea. And Kyle, all right. And one last thing, because I've been meaning to talk to you about this, but I was away and on and off. And Kyle, let me tell you something. When I saw the headline on your show, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, when you said something like, will Saban coach again? Kyle, you freaked me out, man. And I wanted to say this. We lived a nightmare after Saban retired. every day we were calling on there. Who did we lose, guy? We were all crying.
Yeah.
If he went to now listen, if he went and coached in the NFL, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother. But if he went and coached another college team, it would be every emotion. I'd be like sad, hurt, like angry. I mean, this would be not good, Kyle. I would call up screaming, Kyle. This guy, stay on College game day. You already put us through one nightmare. Come on, undefeated. Am I wrong here? Oh, nobody wants to see. We love Saban, but I don't want this. I don't want to see him coaching like LSU. That would be sick. I would hate Saban then. It would turn me, Kyle. It's like the mafia. I would turn from being my best friend. I'd walk him into the room. Out he goes.
Yeah, forget about it. All right. I think, Chris, it would be like this. I'll end at this point between you and I. If Saban came back to coach, this is what would happen. It wouldn't be in the SEC. If he didn't coach in the SEC, then if he coached in the Big Ten, that would cause us to explode as well. I don't know. I don't think he comes back unless he keeps running the sweeper at home, like he said. And the sweeper, for those of you that don't know, is the vacuum. So, anyways, good call, Chris. I appreciate talking to you, man.
All right, brother. Good. We'll hopefully have a call-in show like Thursday or Friday about the first couple practices. So,
yeah, we'll be talking. All right, man. See you, buddy.
All right, my best, Kyle. Be
yep.
Good.
Now, he's out of Montclair, so that wasn't like, Newark isn't the spot. I'll tell you, though, if you ever been to Manhattan, the trick is to fly into Newark and then to come across. You don't want to go, in my opinion, my life experience, you don't want to fly into LaGuardia or into JFK. Am I wrong, Chris? Let me know. I mean, well, you're in New Jersey, but I don't know. Have you guys done this? All right, 865. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in? Is this Angel?
Yeah, this is Angel. Yeah.
Angel, what's up?
What's up?
Sorry, Angel. I was about to sneeze. I was gonna go for the old Quinn and Williams. If I sneeze, then you guys will hear me sneeze, and then I'm gonna bless myself. Thank you, and then we'll continue. Okay. So, Angel's coming to us from Pigeon Forge. He's a frequent caller, and anyways, come with it, man.
Look, I'm really excited for the season to start, especially our first game against Florida State. I did see Mike Norvell's press conference the other day where he was like shouting in the microphone, like he was like agitated or something. I'm like, yeah, but like you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna win this game. Like this first game against Bama. Look, Bama last year we didn't have the highest hopes we wanted. But I think this year this team's on a redemption arc to where they can get there. And honestly, we just got to be patient every week. And I think our defense is going to be stepping up really better this year than last season because last year our defense kind of let up at the end, They stopped putting the foot on the gas when the Vanderbilt lost, the Oklahoma lost, the Michigan lost, and the Tennessee lost. But I really think this year Kane Womack really steps up the defense. And look, we got leaders now. Like they're like these. We had growing pains, sure, but like in our secondary last year, I feel like we're gonna be the best team this year in the secondary wise because with Demani Jackson, I think he's gonna be like a breakout star for this season because last year he was getting accustomed to the SEC because he played in the Pac-12 that before he got disintegrated. I think he's going to be our leader on defense besides Keon Sabb and Bray Hubbard with the biggest hitters. Because I can really see Demani Jackson, have us with big games again. Like last season with South Carolina, that game scared the crap out of me. Like I'm worried about the South Carolina game, Kyle, and I know that Demani Jackson is up for the task. But after that, I think John McTeer is going to be a really crazy quarterback. Like, I saw his tape at Washington State. This dude can swing the ball. But that's why I'm also afraid of that game as well because Bama's never faced him. Like, we did Jackson Arnold, Diego Pavia. I think this year Bama, takes the heat head on, but we don't crumble this year like last year. Yeah, can you really see that? Like,
yeah, John. Well,
that?
first of all, I want to just mention, dude, you're right, dude. John Mateer, I think that he's the best quarterback coming back into the SEC. I really do. I think that guy's a baller, 100%. I don't know what type of weapons he'll have at Oklahoma, but that dude's dangerous. So you're absolutely right. I think depending on what they're able to do with him offensively, yeah, he's going to be a nightmare for everybody he faces. In terms of what you were saying about the defense, yeah, I mean, those guys should absolutely be hungry. We'll talk about them more tomorrow. Keon Sabb, remember he started out really strong last year, then got banged up.
Yeah.
Look,
broke his foot. Yeah,
optimistic that he comes back along with Bray Hubbard, and kind of also curious to see who else is rotating like as a second safety, right? Is that going to be like Zay Mincy or, someone else? Like who do we have at safety? Who's in like that second team? I don't know. But yeah, and somebody said inside the comment box, and I think you'd agree with this, Angel, maybe not. But someone said that they're so glad that Mike Norvell isn't the coach. Me too. I just didn't think that Norvell was it.
I think he's a fraud.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I still go back to some of the things that he said when they didn't make the playoffs, and it was just kind of weak sauce. I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
But whatever, man.
Yeah, him complaining is a bad look. Him complaining,
100%,
and saying like, and not only that, but like this year, like his players, he didn't have a leash on his players. Like with Tommy Castellanos, like why did you let this guy talk on the microphone? Like he's made himself a target now. And honestly, I can see that soundbite being played back, and the players are thinking about that right now as motivation, and also for the rest of the haters out there, because last year was disappointing, and this year it's a different mindset because and Florida State, like, this is going to be a good matchup for the ratings wise, but it's going to be a massacre on the field because Mike Norvell and Tommy Castellanos, I think they're arrogant people, and I think they're woken up the beast in week 1. It's only a matter of time we see that. But I'm not really scared of Florida State. They went 2-10 last year. They got no room to talk about anything. 2-10, imagine that, and losing in Ireland on top of that. But also, Kyle, I'm actually going to be going to the game in the home opener. So you got any spots for me to go? Because I'll be staying the night there.
Yeah, definitely, bro. For breakfast, you gotta try to get in early and try to go to Waysider for breakfast. It's fantastic. Couple spots to eat if you like barbecue. People like to come into Dreamland, which is fine. And you could do your Dreamland, but I like Full Moon Barbecue. Full Moon Barbecue is really good. Jim and Nick's has a really like a full chicken that I also like. Taco Mama, or you could go to Innisfree. Maybe you hang out, and if you do hang out, you can have a shepherd's pie to put you back on track. So yeah, there's plenty of spots, man. When we get closer,
definitely.
When we get closer to the time, I'll have a little segment where I tell you kind of like best spots for everybody. But I appreciate the call as always, Angel.
Yeah, thank you, man. Real time. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it. I can't wait for the season to start, so I'm really happy to see the team get into action against Florida State.
Yep.
But I know it's going to be electric on opening night, and I can't wait to see it. But anyway, y'all take care. Have a good night. Love y'all. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, man. Take it easy. I like that outro, man. We got a 317 coming up next. I love you. I see you. Yeah, I like it. Show 44, what's up? I have to give a shout out to my boy up here, Damon. Let's see. We'll try to put him on the screen because he says his schedule's changed. So he says this inside the comment box over here on the left. It says, Kyle, my schedule has changed dramatically as a trucker. Always on the road, and it's refreshing to finally catch you live. Yo, shout out to you, bro. I hope that, things are going well for you. Sometimes your schedule and life changes. Let me preach a little bit. That's okay. If your schedule changes in life, that's okay. Because it's not your plan. Whose plan is it? It's God's plan. So whether that's your working schedule, whether that's your life schedule, whatever that you're going through with your schedule, that you just ride the wave. Let me tell you something real quick. And with the 317, I'll get to you in just a second. But has anybody in this chat box, has anybody tried to go against swim upstream in life? I have. I know you guys have too. You can't do it. It's easier just to go with the flow, right? Go with God's plan, because it's a lot easier. Your life is a lot more comfortable when you are on a raft rather than kind of going up the stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to not be motivated. I'm just saying when your schedule changes, roll with it. But I appreciate the support, and thanks for listening to me. All right, 317. Hey, what's up? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from? Is this Marcus?
What's good, Kyle? Yeah, it's Marcus, man. What's good, brother?
I knew it, man. I'm almost to mid-season form, dog. Woo! Man.
You are, bro.
What's up?
You ain't lost a step, my guy. You ain't lost a step,
man. Bro. Not bad for 41, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah, dog. You know, it's knees popping a little bit when I do some air squats. But, you know, got to loosen the back up a little bit in the morning. But other than that, you know.
Yeah, you got to warm it up.
100%.
You got to get ready to get ready.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, look, my grip and rip days on the golf course are gone. I got to go to the range a little bit and loosen up the back. But no, I'm good for 18. Yeah. So what's up, man? I appreciate you. You want me to put St. Pete's up on the board? I want to. I want to put up
go for it.
Put up the Don Cesar, but people don't know what the Don Cesar is.
People don't know about the Don Cesar.
They don't. Anyways, man, what's up, dude? Come with it. What's on your mind?
So first off, man, I don't know why my notifications don't be going off, but I don't get any of my notifications anymore when you go live. I just randomly be scrolling through YouTube, and it's like Bama football on YouTube is live, and I'm like, oh damn, let me get on there. So that's wild, man. But something that I want to talk about. First off, I have a lot of confidence that Alabama's going to be able to run the ball this year, and the reason why is because if you look at the tight ends, if you want to know what any team does, look at their tight ends. What Bama's doing with their tight ends, they got a bunch of big, strong guys. Yes, there are some guys who are skill players that can catch, but predominantly, I think Coach Grubb has heard all the criticism. I think Alabama fans have been very loud, and I think Alabama's going to run the ball a lot, if I'm being honest with you. But look at the tight ends that they got, the guys that got out of the portal, the guys they signed. They're big 6'4", 6'6", 240+ pound tight ends. They're blockers, so they're your extra linemen. So I think Alabama's actually going to be able to run the ball very well this season. I'm not saying they're going to lead the SEC, but I do think they're going to have a more balanced rushing attack from the running back position, not just from the quarterback.
Yeah, Mark is talking about the tight ends right here. I show it full screen in case you missed this graphic from earlier today. But over here on the far left, you got Danny Lewis, 6'5", 254 pounds. You have 7 tight ends in the entire room. Josh Cuevas, 6'3", 256. We figure he's going to be kind of our, target. You have Brody Dalton, who's in 6'5", 255. He's a transfer in. Jack Samarco, 6'5", 255. Jay Lindsey, 6'5", 255. Caleb Edwards, 6'6", 264. And then Marshall Pritchett, 6'5", 248. Look, I don't know how many 12 personnel, sets that they'll run or whatever. That's usually when you have 2 tight ends out on the field. They did it a lot last year. But if they need to run the ball, man, these are some, like you said, I mean, can you imagine you got Danny Lewis out there with Josh Cuevas, or throw out, Jack Samarco with Caleb Edwards? I mean, those are some big dudes out there with the tight ends.
Exactly, man. They're big bodies. We talked about previous tight ends from the past, and the two that most get mentioned the most is O.J. Howard and I think somebody mentioned Cam Latu. Well, O.J. Howard was a big guy, but Cam Latu's he wasn't a big tight end, right? So who's more difficult to block? Any of those 7 tight ends you just named, that 6 out of the 7 are over 250, one's 2 pounds away, or a guy who's built like Cam Latu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Alabama's going to definitely run the ball a lot more. Yeah. Another thing is I think a lot of Bama fans are getting way too worked up about what FSU and Tommy Castellanos and everybody is saying. Here's why. And this is just my humble opinion, but they have to generate buzz. First off, college football is a month and 2 days away from kicking off.
Yep.
College football is right around the corner. We're going to blink and we're all week 0 is going to be gone. The next thing is when you're a program that went 2-10 the season before, yeah, you got to generate buzz. That's why I'm always down for any team talking trash, because that's part of the game. Trash talking is part of the game, whether anybody likes it or not, whether you want to admit it or not. And I think some people would be surprised at the stuff that flies out of players' mouths when they're on the field, because us being fans and the crowd don't get to hear it. But on the field, anybody who's ever played or coached at a higher level, you know that on the field, it flies. So talk your trash, because eventually we got to line up and play the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, talk your trash, Tommy Castellanos. You want to know why? Y'all need to. SSU needs to.
Yeah.
You went 2-10 last year. And this is something I like to tell some Bama fans, too, or people who talk. I'm so thankful of the season that we just previously had, because there was only 2 coaches that Greg Byrne had in mind hiring, and one was Kalen DeBoer, and the other one was Mike Norvell. The other guy was Mike Norvell. So just stop and think what would have happened if Bama went 2-10 the first year after Nick Saban.
Oh, my goodness. Ugh.
Tuscaloosa wouldn't even stand anymore.
100%.
The state of Alabama would have been burnt down.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? A whole nother war would have broke out.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for the 9-4. Could it have been better? Absolutely. Did the team just not play complete football? Was either Milroe was off at times, the wide receiver dropped passes, or when the running backs did get a chance to go, they messed it, or did the coaching staff pull them out when they had the hot hand? Yes, it's a whole culmination of things. Everybody played a part in Alabama going 9-4, but I'd gladly take a 9-4 over 2-10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's a really good point. And now that the tracks are laid, I think that, this year will be much more promising. So that's, one of the other reasons that we're kind of bullish on this year. But you're right. Like, Tommy Castellanos is going to talk his thing. And, at the end of the day, it's going to be set on the field, and all disrespect will be dealt with accordingly. Anything else, Marcus, while we got you on the line?
Yeah, last thing. The other thing I really want to hear about from fall camp, I mean, there's everything. I'm a football nerd. I'm getting my college degree in communication with a focus on mass media and sports. So I consume college football at a crazy amount. But something that I really wish we were able to see, something I wish I could do is go to the practice, because I really want to see if Bama's able to generate a pass rush. Mm-hmm. I really need to know that the D-line can get after it. And it's not just one guy, but you got at least 2 guys on there. As long as Bama has at least the only part on the defense that gives me worry is the D-line.
Yeah.
I think the linebacking core is solid. I believe the secondary is going to be one of the best secondaries, not in just the SEC, but in the country. But I need to know that the D-line is solid, because if the D-line is solid, if you give me B average play from the D-line, then I think Bama's going to put up a better defense than they had last year. And even though a lot of people don't want to admit it, Bama had a top 10 defense. So if you can duplicate that success, but a little bit better, and just generate a little bit better of a pass rush, that's what I really want to know. I want to know how the D-line is looking. We all know what we need at offensive line. We know we're going to get production from the wide receiver. We know we're going to get production from the running backs. We know we're going to get good defensive play from the linebackers and secondary. And for the most part, I'd even say that I have more faith that Ty Simpson is going to be we're going to get good play from Ty Simpson at the quarterback position. I just want to know, is the D-line going to come in and do their part? Because that's the only area where my major concern is the defensive line.
Yeah, no, it's worth thinking about. And tomorrow on the show, we'll talk about the defense. So good segue into tomorrow's show. But Marcus, I appreciate the call from St. Pete's, bro. Good to hear from you, man. Love the 317. And
Kyle, I owe you a picture, bro. I forgot. I won that rain jacket. I've used it like 3 or 4 times because it's been storming like crazy down here.
Really?
Take a picture and send it to you, man.
That's what's up. All right.
Remember?
Yeah.
I'll send it, man. My bad. I was in my summer semester was jumping off, man.
It's all good, dog. Life is life.
I made A's, though.
Yeah, life. It's all good, dog. Yeah, I appreciate you, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Absolutely. Roll Tide, and good night, Undefeated.
All right, man. See ya. All right. We'll do one more call. Someone came in from the 816. Hey, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Tyson from Huntsville, Alabama.
Tyson, what's up, man? I was thinking about dipping, man, but you called like right at the buzzer beater. So happy to take the call, man. Tyson, you said from Huntsville?
Yes, sir. I've called several times back during the season, I think, but my schedule, I'm a truck driver also. My schedule has changed too. So I run at night right now, and I'm always listening to your show on the replays and stuff. Hard for me to do any of the chat stuff, but obviously because I got to focus on the road. But,
I got you, man.
Hey, I want to tell you, you're a blessing, and I loved your devotional things that you were doing for the longest time, and I'm praying for you regularly. And I sent a devotional out for a couple of years, and it's a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into it, and you can get discouraged for not getting the involvement. But it only takes one person to listen to it or tap into it to be affected. And by the way, you're just doing it for that one person. And so, if you get back to it, you get back to it. If you don't, you don't. But I love you, brother, and I'm praying for you. And I love how you draw community. The emphasis you put on community, because really, like, life doesn't have the value without community, and especially when you put Jesus at the center of it, then it's amazing all the more. But I love the show. And I got a couple questions for you real quick.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
Number one, do a survey for everybody too. I'd like to get an idea maybe tomorrow. What do you think our first place is going to be, run or pass?
Well, I said today, I look, if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm going deep. My 1st and 10, we're going deep to Hollywood. But I think that, so I don't know, though. I mean, do you think run or pass inside the comment box? You play in Florida State, we got the ball, it's a touchback, we bring it out. Is it a run or pass? What you guys think? I probably say, conservatively it's run, but I don't think Ryan Grubb's going to be conservative. So I'm going to say pass. First play. What about you, Tyson?
Ooh. Man, that's exciting. I don't know. I was thinking just run to test things out and but I'm thinking like Nick Saban, would do, and so I don't know, man. I'm excited. I like to hear what everybody else has to say too about that. Another question is coin toss. Who do you think? How do you think you're going to play the coin toss? Go defense or offense?
I want it. Look, I'm aggressive. I want to attack. I want to go deep. I think that, you kind of set the tone, because this is my strategy as a coach. When I'm playing on the road, I want the ball because I want to take your set. I want to hit you in your heart on the opening drive, because there's nothing more deflating for a home crowd than to see a team march right down the field and to put it in the end zone. Sometimes you can't recover from that. So I think you attack. And I think Ryan Grubb's going to attack, but I guess we'll have to see. A lot of people saying defense in the comment box. I go for the jugular right from the jump.
I like it. Man. Well, I'm really super humbled to be able to get the call, and it's good to hear your voice. And I'm praying for you and your family, your kids, and your sister, dude. She's on target, man. I'm praying for her regularly too. That was a really cool devotion when you had her on, and she's a real deal for real.
She is, yeah. She went to church, so I went to church yesterday, and I called her, and she went to church twice. Who goes to church twice? She went to the morning and the evening. So I was like, oh my goodness. So she's definitely dialed in. So she's in the so no waiting at the gates for her. She's going right through.
I love that.
Yeah,
man. And Jesus radically changed my life 29 years ago. And dude, it's a miracle I'm even a Christian. My parents aren't living for the Lord. Nobody around me was in my environment, and so I didn't grow up in the South. I married into Alabama actually, and married into Alabama football, which I'm so thankful and grateful to have done. But when I got saved, I needed to be that guy, to be in the doors every time the door was open, because if I wasn't, it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, yeah,
it wasn't good. So anyway, that's awesome. She's doing that, and I love that you went and. And I love you getting your kids. He sounds like you got great kids too. So anyway, that's really cool, and I'm super stoked about the season. I'm really excited about the Grubb and DeBoer hat you got. Like that team chemistry that they got. I think they enjoy being around each other, and I don't think that Grubb's going anywhere right away. I really think that they're going to probably try to get to the national championship game, and so I'm really excited about that. The chemistry there. So.
All right, Tyson. Well, I appreciate you, bro. Good dialogue, man. Be safe on the road, and we'll catch you on another nightcap down the way.
Yes, sir. God bless you, man.
All right, yeah, same to you, man. All right, Tyson calling out of Huntsville. We have a lot of people driving the products that we're ordering daily, right? These are the guys in the trenches. You know, when you check your Amazon order, you're like, where's stuff at? Well, this is what's happening. Good show. We had some good callers. I love how we can go all over the country, right? We didn't go really to the West Coast today. And it seemed like the notifications didn't really get blasted out, but it's all good. Yeah, but that was a good call, you know. To be open, because I was doing the men's devotional as well, and I liked it. It's just I learned a lot. I feel like it's always kind of a work in progress with your faith, and it's tough, you know, to pray openly. Now the men's devotional definitely gives you a good roadmap. But, you know, I do think that I'll get back to it. So I know there's a lot of people that did like it, and maybe I'll fire it up again because I definitely would like to get that kind of back in order. So, yeah, I do appreciate the support on that, Tyson. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here tonight on the Nightcap, Bama Football on YouTube, Kyle Henderson, news as it happens. And whether you're coming in from Huntsville, from Montclair, New Jersey, from Austin, Texas, from St. Pete's, from Pensacola, from Pigeon Forge, from, you know, Montgomery by way of Atlanta, right? If you're on the road driving, I appreciate you guys kicking it with me each and every day, and 10 a.m. So, yeah, that's how we do it. And sometimes I'll just have pop-up shows, or sometimes life is lifing, and, you know, we'll reschedule it. But I love the lives, and it's a big thing for me. So I appreciate you guys. Sleep well. Be blessed. Say your prayers. Get tucked in. Get some sleep. We got a big day tomorrow right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Enjoy your rest, and I'll catch up with you soon tomorrow. Good night, and sleep tight. That was Bama Football on YouTube with Kyle Henderson. Live every day at 10 a.m. Central Time, or as news happens. Remember to, just kidding, stupid. All right, love you, fam. See ya.